Hey, Edson, it's Mayor Kevin Zahir with the Town Council update for October the 4th. Last night we had a pretty robust council meeting with a number of big items on the agenda, including the snow and ice control policy. We basically took the last policy, threw it in the garbage, and started from scratch because we've seen a number of gaps within last snow season when it came to flexibility for our staff to respond to changing conditions. Last year, of course, we had all sorts of fluctuations, a number of snowfalls back to back, and equipment issues, and people getting sick, and all kinds of challenges. Won't rehash that all, but we needed to change our policy because it wasn't working. It was not achieving the high level of service that we would like to see in our community. So through feedback that we received from residents last winter, some engagement with our downtown businesses, as well as reviewing other policies, getting feedback from our lawyers, and more importantly, talking to some of our staff that are actually doing the snow clearing to get their ideas on how to improve what we are doing in our community. And we've come up with this revised policy. It's very robust. I'm not going to go through it all. You can check it out on edson.ca. But some key highlights: we're adding about $50,000 to our budget to allow for more use of contracted services when we require them. It could be hiring of trucks. It could be for clearing of parking lots or downtown or alleyway clearing. We added provisions for alleyway clearing. It is a low priority. It is not going to be a standard level of service. However, we do have a section in there now that speaks to alleyways. We didn't have that before, which allows our transportation manager to address alleyways on say if we have flooding concerns, or we have safety concerns, or there's other things that need to happen, the transportation manager can make a decision whether or not to clear an alley. We also have allowed for the permitting of contractors to clear alleyways. We heard from some of the businesses that were having trouble, for example, getting transport trucks to deliver goods, and they were willing to go and clear the alley, but there was no allowance for that within the existing policy, so we couldn't even give them permission. Now we will have a permitting process that will allow either contractors to get a permit, or the businesses, the landowners, residents to get a permit that will speak to what's allowed to occur, where the snow needs to go, and talk about the liability about that. But at least it allows landowners to have that flexibility if town crews can't get into those areas based on what is going on at the time. We are also adding a street through both new Upper Tiffin and Lower Tiffin to the Priority 3 route, as well as in West Haven and West Grove. In those neighborhoods, you sometimes had to travel quite far to get to a cleared street. Could be 4 or 5 blocks. Now you're only going to have to travel maybe 1 or 2 blocks to get to a cleared street, because we are going to be doing the main arterial road in those neighborhoods, getting those cleared as a part of Priority 3 before we go into the residentials. This will hopefully make it easier to get around, and also allow people to move their vehicles in those residential areas to some street parking if required. So we'll see how that goes. And there's various other changes that we've made within that policy as well, including prohibiting crews from working in school zones during pickup and drop-off times. We are also looking at purchasing a new grader in 2023 to add a second one to our fleet, to ensure that if we have a breakdown, we still have a second grader, and to have 2 graders working potentially at a time. As well as we're looking at purchasing a new box blower and loader in 2024. We did get a new box blower at the end of last snow season, and hopefully that will improve things as well. So you can check out that policy online, edson.ca. I don't want to get into any more details on that, but we are confident this is going to improve that level of service. Last night, we also approved our new business license bylaw. This hasn't been reviewed in quite some time. So what this is going to do is going to be streamline the business licensing process in our community, and simplification of some of the business license types allows us to collect some information so we can better communicate with the business community as well. And there is also going to be a corresponding increase in fees. Our fees are very low compared to other municipalities, and that money is going to be reinvested into economic development initiatives and supporting our business community, which is a key focus for the town of Edson. You can check details on that on Edson.ca, and we'll have more communication on that going out as well before those renewals go out here in the new year. We also approved the YCE Center Condition Report for the Leisure Center. There's been already communication on that. I'm not going to rehash that, but if you want to see the report, it is online at Edson.ca. That's your Town Council update. Have a great week.